Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Christopher Malka-Curtis-Bourne of this human edition, as is my usual normal intro. For this spectacular, of course, very new evanescent day of this epic era of full-on rejuvenation, acceleration of this consciousness advancement as sentient grandmasters of manifestation. Truly, once again, taking it to the next level, and it's amazing how graceful and how important at the same time is the major and massive changes that we're going through, which is amazingly positive. What I mean by that is some marvelous examples of gardening forms on a, let's just be real, a galactic level. I want to do it on Earth, and we'll do garden crop circles. So these are going to be actual, garden bliss lands that are completely self-sufficient, and it is a foundational structure for just for a type of galactic society, and that is just one circle. Let's say it's 250 miles in diameter. So one crop circle bliss land, and that's got all the plants and all the juicing needs, and it can be used the advanced technology, and that could be built in literally 2 months. That could be built in 2 months, because that's the rate of growth, for example, of plants and stuff. And then trees, and it'll already be built upon, and then you can do multi-layers, underground and above ground. So that's 1 year. So that can be done in one. It doesn't have to be political, but let's do it. Actually, I'm not even making it political. But, of course, I'm intelligent enough to do so. Anyway, I'm basically humbly showing off, even though I am definitely taking the reins and just whoosh, reining the horses, per se. So, a lot of skedaddling that are going on with unicorns. There's crazy love going on in terms of, let's put the C word in this. Goodness gracious. And gracious as well. But CRAZY is as character, is recognition, it could be attitude, but it really should be acceleration. And of course, believe it or not, zest, and of course, youth. Now, character, of course, the character is all about challenge. Recognition is all about planetary recognition, is to, of course, make, which is kind of what already happened, per se, but is to make this a luminous star. And of course, attitude, or more likely, the proper word is acceleration, which is acceleration of crystalline DNA, and then of course acceleration of the sort of creatorship responsibility that we have with the seeding of other life forms as a conscious being, of course, just like the Pleiadians did. And then of course zest, which is that zesthood, and zesthood is similar to how we make meals. So zesthood is taking a little bit of the finest spices and seasonings and all those delicious, like for example, when you're making a cocktail or a juice or a soup, or getting the finest ingredients and putting it together. So let's use plants, a mixture of plants together, all into a mess, zest, and then adding that to your body. And that is not just only like a topical mud, for example, but it's a internal rejuvenation system, and then we become spirals, which is kind of interesting to say, but the spirals of that juicing becomes it literally becomes the green giant. We become the green giant, and our goal is to be green. I mean, to literally turn green. That is the goal. So I see that, believe it or not, especially when it comes to, and that's also once again advancing. We're accelerating at a very fast rate, so bear with me. We're advancing at colors now. So now you could, of course, there's red, orange, yellow, green, and blue, and purple, and violet, and white, and then infrared, and then X-ray, and then ultraviolet. So we're becoming those colors, and that's the exact type of colors that which we are. We're the ones that we are becoming, which means we are the angelic. We are the, for example, divine beings, and of course, Earth is one of them. Is kind of the is the sort of Yoda. Earth is Yoda per se, or Y, the Y, or that. So that manifestation, creation ability with all that is an attitude of just how to incredibly advance incredibly quickly. And what it's about is really just anchoring light codes, because that's where we're eating, just like plants eat light. We become the ability to eat light, to consume and to absorb light. And that happens all the time. And heart palpitations, I'm at a very high level, so it may not make sense now, but it'll probably make sense in a year or two, and we will see this happening in action. So much more of the architectural designs. I want Venus projects, like structures, and at least 3, 4 or so more cities, 3 or 4 more corners of the world. And of course, I'm going to be building many, many different architectural designs with the huge amount of finances that are going to be distributed because of the revelation of the black budget. And of course, we may even, I'm not saying this is going to happen, and of course this is probably going to happen, but there will be, it's easy to build starcraft and spaceships, so we'll probably break down spaceships, form major buildings that are totally self-sufficient, more buildings, more people living in a building versus scattered throughout. And it's going to make sense because of course it's more spacious, and it's totally a new level. And what I mean by that is it's Oasis. That's what it is. That's what the foundation of this year is, which is why I'm the director and founder of the Surface Oasis, because this is Surface Oasis. And this is a big, fat, layered, sort of all the good and all the great, and then all the karmic understanding lessons from all my previous projects, which, with projects, of course, we understand the wisdom, we gain all the wisdom, we take what we want to take, for example, and then we move on. And that type of perception is about, okay, so let's move on. What is very key, of course, with this thicker, multi-layered, multi-creationalistical, now layered Oasis, it's full of Oasi. Now, Oasi are Venus project, like RBEs, or resource-based economies, which is, one transition of just what, for example, one family can do. A family is easy enough, or able enough, and capable enough to have their own RBE. And each family can have their own RBE, and each family has their own RBE. So every single, that allows more culture, more freedom, more limitlessness, and more Oasi. The more Oasi you have, the more consciousness shifts you have, and the more consciousness shifts that are capable, and the more traditions that are learned, and once again we fire more synapses. That's the goal, to fire more synapses. Because what's happening is color, which is happening now, but color is becoming really rapid. And of course that's kind of already known, but it's important to reiterate that. Color, rainbow colors, and the higher vibrations. I have a lot of high energy within me, a lot of high vibration energy, meaning it's true, it is important to ground and stay grounded to the earth, and of course the earth core, and of course having that galactic central sun energy and the central sun energy and the Solaris Earth's energy pouring through me. The key thing is just to understand the superpower that we have. And of course, it's not just going to be that physical and that super health, which is basically, being green giants, and we're going to have lots of diversity, even more than we already have. We're going to have green giants. We're going to have, for example, Lagarthans, and we're going to have Earth. We're going to have amphibians. We're going to have literal amphibians. I know I'm an amphibian, and because there's going to be ocean cities, and we're going to be used to living underwater, and those underwater oasis are going to be, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 feet below water, or fathoms even. 2, 3, 9, 12, 19, and 72 fathoms. And then those platforms, and they'll be wave shaped, they'll be curve shaped, they'll be teardrop shaped, they'll be geometrical. Definitely have to be geometrical, and made of different materials, from glass to ceramic to obsidian to plastic to different types of elements, multiple elements, and then that's going to be the ocean city. They could be different shapes, geometricals, and of course, once again, that you have more subversive traffic, and then you have more. You flourish the life there, so you have sea life creation, not just sea life provision, which is one reason why there's multiple facets that can be done through. And I'm just putting it out there. There's why there's so many facets to growing any type of plant and every plant, fishing to any type of fish and every fish, and farming to any type of farm and all farms. And that means producing new species, that means producing and creating new plants, and that means producing and creating new animals and new species of animals. So, I'm literally talking creative level, and what's important is we balance our beings, elementals, living beings, and the green giants, and the sea amphibians. Let's say coastal entities, perhaps. Well, of course, it's going to ring, and for example, beachgoers. Perhaps that's what that tradition is supposed to go into. We're actually supposed to go into the ocean and live there, and then come out of the ocean, and then anyway. That is that sort of getaway. That's not necessarily just getaway, but a responsibility, so that we can build on to, once again, higher vibrations, and continue to just progress instead of learning and then achieving and then going to the next step, which of course I'm all for. But once again, every step is a light year bound sort of thing. So once again, it's a huge step for all of creation. So important, amazing understanding about this recognition that let's go to R, is of course the simplicity. I am very subtle, but I really say that I'm going to be more active. But the truth is, I want to be more. I'm going to be more active. I'm gaining confidence, and as I gain confidence, I gain, of course, that understanding of unity, which is always there, because peace is what everybody wants and what the universe wants and desires, and of course, that's happening all the time, peacefully. So, in conclusion, just of this sort of thesis broadcast, new species of earth, land, and sea, and air, sky, and mountains, desert, new structures, oasis, surface oases, And then multi-creationalistical leveled, always sigh. Increasing consciousness, very, very exciting. Great news all around. More to be discovered, even more surprises still. Very, very exciting, very honestly incredibly motivating, and it's very cool. So this is your host, Cropcirle, Malcardis, this evening edition of Fire Ruby. I am like I'm a patient guardian. I'm a very patient guardian upon this evanescent realm of paradise. I am a observer. I am definitely an observer. I'm a guardian angel. I'm a guardian angel of light. I'm a way shower. I'm a gatekeeper. I'm an expression of DNA ascension. I am an expression of ascension. And I am that steadfast rock, of course, for any and all life. And I am a shining star seed. I am a light worker, light warrior. And I am one of the most brilliant shining beings probably that there ever was. I am golden. I am a golden god. I am a golden creator. This is your host, Chris from Malcardis, this evening edition of Fire of Liberty. I love you all.